Hey guys, welcome to Paylake Madness. Little segment here I'm going to try to put a couple of these videos out over the next couple months. This segment's called Summertime Bite. We're getting into the later part of June, first part of July, and these fish are going to start transitioning from eating warmouse, shad, skipjack, stuff like that, and they're going to start switching over to night crawlers, leeches, and cut bait. I just want to show you a few things today about bait combinations that I do and how I rig my stuff up to use these baits to catch these fish in the summertime. We just got done fishing Catfish Valley. Team Paylake Madness took 5 out of the 6 hours first place using these techniques and bait choices that I'm about ready to show you. So they've been proven effective and they do work. I've used them for years. Lots of big fish on the first video I caught using this stuff, so this is the go-to baits right now. The first ones I want to show you is what I call Old Faithful. You cannot beat just regular night crawlers. I mean, people just cannot believe that you can catch big catfish on night crawlers, but we proved it today. We used over 15 dozen night crawlers today. So the way, and I see a lot of people, like they'll take a night crawler, and they'll put it in their hand and I still fish with a 5/0. I mean, it's pretty much just a go-to hook. And I see a lot of people will take a night crawler and fish with it like that. I mean, granted, that's still a night crawler, and fish are still going to eat a worm, but to me that still looks like the shape of a hook. And these Paylake fish aren't stupid. I mean, believe it or not, they probably sit there and look at your bait before they eat it. So what I'll try to do is I try to disguise the actual hook and hook, like hook it in the head and then hook it in the tail. And then I'll take another night crawler, hook it in the head, hook it about halfway back, leave a bunch of that tail hanging off. And I ain't even done yet. Take another one and do the same thing. And see how that changes the kind of the shape of that? And you got a lot of action right here. Like you got a tail here that's going to wiggle, you got a tail here going to wiggle, and you got a tail here going to wiggle. So that bait right there is like dynamite for catfish in the summertime. Especially when those fish start to pre-spawn and spawn. You can, today we was just running them just up off the bottom, trolling them, and they just eat them, and right there. And that bait right there is dynamite. But I have better success out of it using it with a lot of worms wadded up like that, where them tails are dangling, and them fish see that and they just can't handle it. I mean, it's just like candy, so they munch on that. And then if you can't get them to just eat that, a lot of times, I mean, they'll eat that, but they won't eat it as good as they will. And I like to use mud leeches. I just think mud leeches are just, they're tougher. They swim just as good as a water leech does. But if you just take and you hook them in the head, just down in about a 1/2 inch or so. And I usually take 1 or 2. That right there is another dynamite piece of bait. And another secret to do on leeches is I keep my leeches inside of a cooler, inside of another cooler, wrapped in ice. And what that does is that keeps them leeches nice and cold. And just as soon as you dip them in, warmer water, they start extending out like they are, or like this one is, and start wiggling around and just making a lot of action. And blues and shovelheads just cannot resist that right there a lot of times. That right there is what gets them. So that right there is my favorite summertime go-to bait when it starts getting hot and the fishing starts to slow down. Pick up some night crawlers and some mud leeches and start dragging them things just up off the bottom a little bit, and you'll start catching more fish. Guarantee it. So thanks for watching Paylake Madness. Be sure and go and check out the website, paylakemadness.com. You can follow us on Facebook. Just go to Facebook, type in Paylake Madness, comes up. Like us, and we'll be giving updates about lakes, bites, what they're biting on, where they're biting at, what we're catching, pictures, new videos coming. We're going to try to put at least one out every, couple weeks or maybe a month. And so thanks for watching, and fish on.